Hey, what's up, guys? It is Wednesday, January 6th. This is the daily lecture. Just kind of trying to help you guys out as we do our review of the carbon cycle. I know it's been a couple weeks since we were here. And those of you that may have been with Castro or another teacher or brand new in some other way, maybe some of this stuff is kind of new to you. So I kind of just want to take a look. What we're doing today is you guys are doing the carbon cycle review assignment. It is in Teams under assignments, just right up top in the tabs. Just click on assignments and go down and find it. Remember, if you did not do the guiding document assignment yesterday, to be sure to do that as well. That's just kind of looking through the week and getting an idea of what we'll be doing. Okay, so sorry, I had to unclick something. So looking at this diagram, okay, there's a lot going on, all right? And what I want to do before we really kind of look at this idea of the carbon cycle is I want to take a step back and let's remind ourselves about photosynthesis and let's remind ourselves about cellular respiration, okay? So remember, photosynthesis is the process that plants are using to take carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight and convert that into oxygen and sugar. Okay, the sugar is what they use to grow. The plants need to produce that sugar. The oxygen is just their waste byproduct. That's very convenient for us because their waste byproduct is what humans and animals need. But we're not there yet. Let's keep looking at photosynthesis. So if we're thinking right here in this part of the picture, okay, we have the plant, and what's happening is the CO2 from the air is being absorbed into the plant, right? And we looked at that in a lot more detail last semester, but we're just trying to get a little review right now. So the CO2 is absorbed into the plant, right? And then the plant takes in water, okay? The plant also uses the sunlight as an energy source, okay? And that together inside the chloroplasts within the plant, okay, in their cells, all the green parts, remember we talked about how chlorophyll makes plants green. Inside all of the plant cells, they take that carbon dioxide, water, and the sunlight, and they convert that into glucose, which is that C6H12O6, it's that sugar, and oxygen, right? So now let's think about it. What happens to that sugar? What happens to that oxygen? Well, animals, us humans or other animals in nature, are going to take that into them, right? So as an animal, let's say that some grass is growing, right? And we have a deer that comes walking along, and that deer eats the grass, okay? Well, that deer is taking in glucose. It is taking in oxygen, right? Because it's breathing. And what that animal is doing in its cells is it's turning that sugar and that oxygen into ATP, and that is our energy that allows us to do everything we need in our lives, right? And then our wasteful byproduct is water and carbon dioxide, right? So think about it. You use the bathroom after you eat, you breathe, right? You breathe out carbon dioxide, you have water and CO2 leaving your body. Well, think about it. Plants are taking that back up. We release it. Plants release what we're taking up, and then we release it back, right? So we start to get this kind of a cycle going. Okay, and that's kind of the baby steps of the carbon cycle. And that's all kind of just happening right in here, and I tossed animals in there as well. But now let's think about the carbon aspect of this, right? So in our photosynthesis, let's try to find where our carbon is, right? So carbon dioxide goes into the plant. So there's carbon in carbon dioxide, okay? So there's some of that carbon right there, okay? Well, where does that carbon go from there? Okay, well, in the reaction of photosynthesis, plants are taking that and they're making sugar, right? So that C6H12O6, that glucose sugar molecule, has a lot of carbon in it, right? That's C6, there's a lot of it, okay? So then now that sugar is in the plant, okay? And now that carbon is in the plant. Well, now let's think about that deer I just mentioned. That deer comes and eats that grass, right? Well, it's eating that glucose. It's eating that carbon molecule. It goes into that deer. Okay, well, now where does it go? Well, what happens when the deer breathes out? Carbon dioxide, right? So now that CO2 is leaving and going back out into the air. Well, there's also the way of, the plant dying, the animal dying, and their bodies breaking down into the earth, a way of giving carbon back. But just staying alive, eating, breathing, doing their daily routines, we're having that carbon be cycled, right? Sorry, you can hear the bell in the background. Over here, we also have, the photoplankton doing photosynthesis as well in the ocean. But the ocean also has a bit of a carbon cycle as well because it's taking in carbon dioxide. And we talked about that a little bit, and we will talk about that a little bit moving forward. But the ocean is a big piece in pulling carbon out of the atmosphere as well. Okay, so this was a pretty quick video. I tried to get right to the point for you guys. We're not even at 6 minutes yet. But again, this is our review. Okay, so if you need to kind of think about that again and you're like, what the heck, man, go back through, watch that again. If you need to chat with me, if you want to talk after watching this video, post in the teams, man. If you want to see if we can get some group to get a live class going and chat about what you guys just watched, awesome. Post in there. I will comment right on it, I promise. Just make sure you're doing it during the class time, and I'll be able to get that going, okay? But again, it is a Wednesday, so unless you guys want to start a live chat, this is your assignment. Watch this video, then jump over to the carbon cycle review assignment on Microsoft Teams. And then there's a video associated with that goes into a little bit more detail to help you, and you have some questions to answer. And then get that turned in, and if you need anything, feel free to hit me up. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Miss seeing your faces. Hope you're doing good. Let me know if you need anything. Peace out.